This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Let's take a look at some viewer sent in photos. First photo of the day is by Mark Oleg here. He took this from Point Park in Tennessee, and as you can see, this is just northeast of the city of Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. So he took this on Saturday, October 26th, and very nice photo. Very nice filtered sunshine. This time of year we get a lot of filtered sunshine this time of year across much of the Mid-South due to the high cirro and cumulus deck. And very nice photo. Thank you, Mark Oleg, for sending that in. It's a very beautiful part of Tennessee, so if you have never been there, highly recommend it. Very nice. So thank you, Mark, for sending that in. And we head on down to Linden, Texas, where Courtney and Lucas D are at. Let's take a look at some of those photos. Looking off here first with Courtney. They've had some rough weather, but Courtney's showing the nice side of the weather for Linden, Texas. Take a look at some of these nice photos here. You got some nice foliage, and she's even got a picture of a bird. And those birds are flying around this time of year. And you can see the foliage pretty much is still in full swing. Here across the mid and deep south like this, we don't get too much in the way of leaf turning and leaf falling. So here across the north, everything looks pretty dead, but here across Linden, Texas, things are alive and well. So thank you, Courtney, for sending those in. We move on to Lucas's stormy photos. Take a look at these stormy photos here sent in by Lucas. We have some of these very high cirrus cumulus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds, and as you can see, his last storm shot here showing a very, very orangish anvil cumulonimbus type cloud, and this is indicative of a lot of upper level divergence and turbulence in the upper atmosphere, and this has really been the key story across much of Linden, Texas the last several days, where we've had upwards of many areas in northeast Texas have had upwards of 4-5 inches. Lots of rain, but that will be heading out. And take a look at some of these nice sunset photos that Lucas captured here. Always ending Linden, Texas photos with a nice sunset, nice Texas Linden sunset. So thank you, Lucas and Courtney, for sending those in. And thank you, Mark Oleg, for your photo from Tennessee here. So let's get right into the weather. The big story is not going to be the tropics. I'm not going to say the tropics are dead, but they're pretty much, right now, they fizzled out. That's not to say something can't develop into November. So we'll continue to watch that here at MeteoMark. But the thing I want to focus on is a damaging wind event, a high wind event that will occur with a storm system across the northeast. Take a look at this. Here across, we zoom in right into the northeast. It will start first Thursday night here across Michigan, where we could get winds upwards of, now these are, if you take a look at the key here, these are measured in knots. But basically to get miles per hour out of this, you usually have to only add about an average of 4 to 5 to get the miles per hour. So this is pretty close to the mile per hour scale, measuring it in knots. And as you can see, we'll get a solid 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts here, somewhere upwards of 60 in some of the purple and pink fuchsia shades. And that will progress across the morning hours of Friday across the Lake Erie, Lake Ontario region. You can see here, look at this. We get a lot of wind here in upstate New York, places like Buffalo, right down through the Thruway, Rochester, Syracuse, Albany. The wind will be howling across this region, even in southern Canada, heading up towards the White Mountains here in portions of New Hampshire and Vermont. That's where we could be getting upwards of 60 mile per hour gusts. Here even in northern Maine here and the St. Lawrence Valley, where the winds can channel down through, we'll be getting those wind gusts 55, 60 miles per hour. And here out in Cape Cod and southeastern New England, you too will be dealing with wind gusts averaging 45, 50 miles per hour with some higher gusts to 55 miles per hour. Quite possible from Boston just on southward down towards Providence and Springfield. These areas could very well see some damaging wind gusts out of this. Areas further south towards Pennsylvania, not so much damaging except for portions of the Allegheny Mountains here. But it will still be a very gusty day with winds averaging 25 to 35 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that storm system heading from Friday into Saturday. You see it here along the East Coast. This thing will be pushing through rapidly. It's going to usher in much colder weather, much colder air weather pattern across the northern plains, heading on into the Great Lakes and eventually the Northeast. Take a look at this. We head on into Sunday and Monday. That high pressure system builds across the eastern half of the country. We'll have some lake effect streamers kick in off the lakes. A lot of them could be in the form of mostly snow. And we start to get a little bit stormy here out in the northern plains and central plains for that matter, and the Rocky Mountains will start to really ramp up the snow here. So could be the start of a very unsettled weather pattern heading on into your November. So that's what we got looking on for storm systems. Let's take a look at precipitation amounts. Most of the precipitation will occur through Friday across much of eastern Texas. Linden, Texas will probably be too far north to get a lot of those heavier rains, but we'll continue to watch it here in the southern Mississippi River Valley. That's where the highest totals of 3 to 4 inches are likely. We head on up into the Northeast, general 1 to 2 inches towards New York City, probably a half inch likely. Heading on up towards New England, the big story will be the wind, however. So that's what we got going on here across Michigan and southern Ontario. Heavy, a bullseye of heavy rain. So as soon as the storm system moves out, things will get windier but quieter, but then that'll set us up for a much colder weather pattern in which we could actually see some systems producing snowfall. So that's pretty much going to do it here at MeteoMark. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for the Susquehanna region of upstate New York, the Susquehanna region of northeast Pennsylvania. We head on into the day on Friday into Saturday. Very, very windy, especially Friday. We'll still get some rain showers in the morning on Friday. Your last warm day heading up towards the mid-60s, but that'll be in the morning. It'll fall through Saturday. We'll head down into the 50s on Saturday, but look at this Sunday. We really bring those temperatures down. Maybe some lake effect streamers kicking in across the Finger Lakes to portions of the higher elevations of the southern tier of New York, northeast Pennsylvania. Then we head on into Tuesday, and look at this. We just start to get colder. So this will set us up for some probably some wintertime conditions across much of the area. Not super cold, but enough to really get us down into the 20s for lows. That's pretty much going to do it here at MeteoMark.